agree. Once again, we are joined by Brett Kollmann, football analyst. He's got a YouTube channel. He's got a podcast, the Bootleg Football Podcast. Be sure to check that out. You will not regret it if you're a football fan. I appreciate you for coming on, Brett, once again. And we're going to talk some Houston Texans football right here. So I want to get your thoughts on Deshaun Watson because you are a Texans fan, but you're pretty unbiased. You just look at the film and you tell the people what they need to hear and what you see. And honestly, Deshaun Watson's not the most perfect player. I think that he still needs to be a little bit more surgical in the pocket. At times, his deep ball accuracy can be hit and miss, but I see a guy as a top 5 quarterback in football right now. I really do. And I think that he's the second best young quarterback in football besides Patrick Mahomes. Now, I think that you're more of a Carson Wentz fan than Deshaun Watson fan. You kind of talked about Carson Wentz a little bit earlier, but I mean, we're splitting hairs right here. Deshaun Watson, pretty darn good quarterback. I think that he's pretty good. I think that he's a top 5 quarterback right now. I wanted to see him in the playoffs because the Indianapolis Colts game last year was not great. But versus the Buffalo Bills, when the offensive line was not blocking, he didn't have much of a run game. Will Fuller was out. That guy rose to the occasion. I said, yeah, that's a guy that's a top 5 quarterback. I don't think that Bill O'Brien's always put him in the best situations to succeed. I think that at times he has to play perfect for them to win. I mean, Houston got outgained last year. They're just a very talented team, but sometimes a roller coaster. So what do you see as far as Deshaun Watson goes as a quarterback on film? I see an accurate quarterback that makes good decisions. He still has some things he needs to work on, but I'm sold on Deshaun Watson. As long as Bill O'Brien doesn't screw things up and the Houston Texans offensive line continues to get better, the sky's the limit. What do you think?
Yeah, really the only problem with Deshaun, it's not even really a problem, it's just he tries to make too many huge plays instead of just kind of throwing the ball away sometimes. He'll take some sacks that are honestly kind of his fault for just not getting rid of it because he's always trying to make a play. He's a home run hitter, and we hate him for it sometimes, but then he'll actually hit the home run and we love it. So he's definitely more of a gambler than a lot of the other quarterbacks in that top 5 discussion, but he has it pay off more often than not. So I think if he became a little bit less aggressive at times, he might preserve his body a little bit more instead of getting banged up. But at the same time, his aggression overall is kind of what makes those huge plays. So you take the bad with the good, and overall hope the good just kind of outweighs the bad, which usually it does. But again, he's one of those dynamic quarterbacks that even when the defense is right, he can make them wrong just because of how special he is as a talent. So overall, I don't disagree with you that he's a top 5 quarterback. I just don't know where I would put him in that top 5.
Gotcha. I think that he's around number 4. I'd say that Mahomes, Wilson, Rodgers, I'd say Watson, then probably Lamar Jackson. That's just my opinion. But, hey, I just put my opinions out there. But either way, thank you so much for watching this video today. Please also note that the Juiciest Sports Podcast is not just a YouTube channel. It is available on all podcasting platforms, including Spotify, Google Podcasts, iTunes, and Apple Podcasts. Also, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share this content with all your friends. This podcast is my favorite thing in the entire world right now. It is my passion. And I want more people to listen to this podcast. I really want this podcast to grow. Also, a fun fact about me is that I want to go into the sports broadcasting and media world once I graduate from the University of Toledo, a college in Northern Ohio. I currently am a freshman there right now. I am looking to become one of the next great sports broadcasters and analysts out in the world. And I potentially would like to start my own network if this podcast really truly grows. Or if I fall short of that goal, I would love to work for a big-time network like ESPN or Fox Sports 1. I am open to all networks. So if you believe in my dreams and you see or hear my passion through the screen, be sure to tell all your friends about the Juiciest Sports Podcast. Stay motivated, you guys. Have a God bless day, and I'm out.